My dear students, so far we have discussed a number of different aspects of employment testing. I would like to revise few of them. For example, we talk about the aptitude test, we talk about the interest test, we talk about the intelligence test, we talk about the emotional intelligence test. So then we also talk about some of the overall psychological testing procedures, and then we also talk about the physical tests such as drug testing. So, but there are few miscellaneous tests as well, which are not quite frequently used by most of the organization. But still, I would like to give you a little bit idea about those employment testing procedures as well, which are very non-traditional, which are not commonly used by most of the organizations. But some of the organizations and some of the specific jobs which are very appropriate to use such kind of test as well. So let's see that what kind of tests they are. Personality testing is not much common. We already discussed it, but personality testing defined as that combination of qualities and characteristics distinguishing one individual from another. If you have an individual A and you have an individual B, what are the different qualities? What are the different characteristics? What are the different traits which may distinguish individual A from the individual B? And if you can distinguish between individual A and individual B, and you consider that individual A has the qualities, traits, and characteristics which are more suitable for that particular specific job in the organization, then you can make hiring decisions based on that test. So personality testing is not common, but it is very interesting, very beneficial for the testers that they can distinguish between individual A and individual B based on their qualities, based on their characteristics, and based on their traits, and then they can make hiring decisions according to the appropriate personality of the individuals. Then there are tests which are not very commonly used or called as a polygraph test. Employers are using mechanical lie detector test as a screening devices for job applicants. If they are using the lie detecting test for detecting the lie, then they can be called as a polygraph test. There are some of the security jobs, there are some of the intelligence agencies jobs where lie detection is very important. And if those agencies, those organizations would go for a lie detection test, they would go for a polygraphing test, obviously they can be able to select most appropriate individual for their organization. In addition to the polygraph test, there is also called as a graphology. Graphology are the tests which are very much helpful in the organization. You can detect the personality traits, or you can detect the personality of the individual based on their writing. You can see the writing and you can tell that what kind of person it is. What are the ideas in his or her mind? What kind of attitude they may have in the organization. So polygraphy and the graphology can be used in detecting some of the very important characteristics of an individual for some of the specific jobs in some organizations. There are certain exceptions where polygraphic testing is still permitted. For example, employers hiring workers for security sensitive jobs are exempt. So some organizations are not in the favor of polygraphic testing because it may invade the privacy of the individual, but some organizations can use it. For example, security sensitive jobs may use the polygraphy testing and graphology testing if they are interesting. Then there is a written honesty test. There is a use of the most popular form of the lie detector test called as a written honesty or integrity test. Though polygraphy testing is not much suitable in organization, and some organizations are reluctant to use polygraphy testing, but now the organizations are shifting themselves from a polygraphy mechanical lie detection test to the written honesty test or integrity test. So written honesty test and integrity test are quite suitable, and there is no such kind of invasion of the privacy, and those tests also tell a lot about the personality of an individual and their suitability for any particular and specific kind of jobs which need such kind of detections and testing.